What's up, everybody? This is my 5th Forex trading live stream recap video. I've heard you guys are enjoying these, so I'll keep doing them. Like I said, I'm learning a lot just by doing these as well. I have to reanalyze the market much more thoroughly than I normally would in order to make them. So last night's session was very choppy. It's the first Friday of the month, so that makes this NFP day, or non-farm payroll day. This is one of the biggest news events of the month. It almost always causes a huge jump in price. If you study these types of news events, you can definitely capitalize on all the movement. I personally stay away from news. I feel like it's kind of random. And also, FTMO doesn't allow trading certain news events, probably because, like I mentioned, they seem to be kind of random and they don't want to be losing money for no reason, and neither do I. And the price movement is so fast that it will cause a lot of slippage with the orders. Overall, trading news is very risky. So I took 3 trades altogether and I ended up with a 1% loss for the day. So technically a red day, although it was only 1 reward. So I traded 1 pair, the GBP USD, and actually took 3 different trades on it. Something I usually would not do. I have a 2 attempts rule in my trading plan. If I make 2 attempts on a move and they both fail, I'll stop trading that pair or that move, at least for the session. But I was able to wait about an hour after my first 2 losses to come back and recoup some of the lost money. So let's go ahead and take a look at that on the charts. Okay, so like I was saying, the only trades I took were on the GBP USD. And when the session started, this was on this big red bar here on the hourly chart. So it looked like it was going to be a EMA pullback, like a really easy one actually. And I took my first trade, I believe right here. And this was maybe 5 minutes before the open. Like I said, it's just a really bad habit. Even if it would have worked, it still wasn't worth the extra risk of having to survive through the open. So I should have just waited. But I ended up taking another trade here, which again was a very valid trade in my opinion. You know, a nice EMA pullback to the 21, 6 pip stop loss, and go with 18 for the take profit. So that trade was fine. I think that one under normal conditions would have worked, but the dollar was in a weird place. So it had moved, let's see, the beginning of the session was here. So it was at this really powerful support level here. So the chances of it breaking through that without retracing at first it was kind of a small chance of that happening. So under normal conditions, this would have been a really good trade, but since the dollar was in the place that it was, that's what caused it to end up failing. But I did come back in. Let's see, I waited, I believe it was right here. Yep, so I ended up taking a trade here. See if I can remember. I believe it was 5 pip stop loss here and a 10 pip take profit. And that went through right over here. So I was able to recoup the 2 losses. The only problem is one of the losses was a double stop. I actually lost 3 and then regained 2. So that was why I still ended up with that 1% loss for the day. Once again, I need to stop with those double stops. Not a good habit to be in. Just use a bigger stop in the first place. And there were some other good moves that I didn't actually get into. This was one here on the EGBP. So you can see on the hourly chart. So this was right in here. Usually when you get a big move down like that, it'll put in like 1 or 2 consolidation bars on the hourly chart. And that's what this whole area is here. So I could have definitely done a sell stop. Oh, let's see. I'll try it out right now. Maybe like a 8 pip stop loss and a 16. Yeah, so that would have worked had I done that. Because the chance of it coming down was pretty high. And then if it didn't actually go past that level, the trade would have never triggered in the first place. So that was a pretty good one there that I should have taken but didn't. And there was also the GBP CHF. So all three of the CHF pairs that I traded were going up really heavy like this. So the Euro CHF, the GBP CHF, and the USD CHF were all going up very, very, very steady. So since the Euro GBP was on its way down, that's why you would want to go long on the GBP CHF instead of the Euro CHF. So the start of the session was here. Could have done a buy stop above that level, so right here, and then you can put the stop loss underneath at least the 8 EMA. So that's 20 in this case, and you could have went for either 40, which would have went through there, or 60, which would have went through here. So either of those would have worked. That was a much better move than the ones that I took. Those GU trades that I took were just not all that great. Like I said, just because of the dollar and where it was, it really wasn't good to go long or short on those pairs. And I knew that. I just did it anyway. So I'm kind of confused as to why I took those trades in the first place. But this is good to come back in the next day and reanalyze everything with fresh eyes, and you can see what mistakes you made and hopefully not make them again in the future. Overall, I had a 6 reward or 6% gain for the week. Not my best week ever. I usually try to get at least 10%, and I'm much happier with that. Of course, I'm happy that I ended up with a profit and didn't experience any loss. But once you're a couple years into this thing, you expect a little bit better out of yourself. So 10 to 15 reward weekly is the big boy money. And had I not made so many unnecessary mistakes, I would have easily gotten that. So one little bad habit that I had gotten rid of and it snuck back up on me is taking trades before the open. I've talked about this a countless number of times, so I won't go over it again here. I'll say it is bad practice and it caused me many more losses than wins when I did it. And this was actually most of the losses this week. So I'll definitely be reinstating that rule as a 100% rule now. Also, I'm doing way too many double stops. There are times where I'll use a stop that's too small and it doesn't cover the trade past the support or resistance level. And in situations like that, I simply just need to use a larger stop to begin with. Actually look back at every trade that I did that on. And had I just used a larger stop in the first place, the trade would have still went through without the double risk. So I was losing double the money on some of those trades for no reason at all. And so yeah, those are the two things I need to work on right now. If I can fix those bad behaviors, it'll result in a huge gain in my weekly profits. Also, I'm starting a fresh $50,000 FTMO challenge for Monday's session. I'll be trading the challenge live, and yes, I will be showing the account details. I want to show another challenge from start to finish like I used to do back in the day when the channel was a little newer. And this should be a good time for sure. And I'll make a full video about that for the weekend. So make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and the live streams. Like I said, it helps the channel. It helps me out a lot. And look out for a video or two this weekend. Remember to always trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys later.